Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Archway Sports Talk with Al and Dan. Today, we will be doing our first video, and we'll be talking about the rumors surrounding the Blues and the Cardinals. Trade talks also about the Blues, Cardinals, and prospects down on the farm, Dan. That's going to be one of our new segments that Dan is real proud of, down on the farm. And so we're going to get into it. I hope you like our first video podcast, guys. Put a face with the voice, and hopefully it's not going to hurt too bad. So here we go. We're going to start off with possible trade rumors. We're going to start with the Blues. Possible trade rumors with Jordan Bennington possibly being traded to Edmonton for their goaltender Skinner. Thoughts, Big Dan? What are you thinking?
I don't see this happening. First of all, Jordan Bennington has a partial no trade, and Edmonton is definitely on the no trades part of it. So he's not going to Edmonton. I'm not saying he's not going somewhere. He's just not going to Edmonton.
Another no trade clause. What are we, baseball? All these no trade clauses?
I know.
It's ruining the game. It's my opinion only.
No, it's not only. I think there's numerous people who feel the same way about this no trade nonsense, but it is the environment in which we live in.
Well, apparently they're talking that trade. I know you don't believe it at all either. Is it to Edmonton for goaltender Skinner? What is that, a wash? I mean,
no, it's not even a wash.
Not even a wash, right?
Because you're going to have, even if Bennington would agree to it, you're going to have to get a lot more than Skinner. Skinner, yeah, I know he's backed Edmonton the last two Stanley Cup playoffs. But look at who he's got in front of him. McDavid and Draisaitl. Wow. Al, you and I could go play goalie.
I bet you I could fill the net pretty good. Also, trade talks about Shen and Falk being traded, and even Kyrou. I mean, Kyrou amazes me. How do you get a guy that scores 30, 35 goals and want to trade him? Who are you going to get for him?
I don't know, because I talked to a Blues executive recently. I had him in my vehicle. As some of you may know, I drive Uber in another life. And I picked up this individual who I don't want to mention. But we talked about a lot of the different players in that. And one of the players we talked about was Jordan Kyrou. I said, you get a lot of these talking heads that say, oh, yeah, Kyrou's getting a lot of interest from this player or that player. First of all, he has a no trade clause. He's making $8 million a year. So the contract isn't so bad in and of itself, because the ceiling on those contracts are going up every year. Right. So if you trade Kyrou, it's going to be dollar for dollar. But he's got to be willing to go to that team. Now, I don't see that happening, because who else do you have on this team that's going to score 35 goals for you? I don't see anybody.
No one comes close, Dan. Neighbors, Thomas, possibly Holloway, which years away, 20, 25 goal scorers, 30 at the top on a good year.
This team is struggling to score goals with Jordan Kyrou. Right. Now you want to trade him? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, it doesn't hurt. You got some players that are underachieving also.
Well, the whole team is underachieving.
The whole team is underachieving.
As far as Braden Shen goes, why? Braden Shen, he's got a few more years left on his contract. Right now, he's your captain, which I think will probably get passed over to Neighbors eventually. But he's able to mentor Dvorsky on a third line. He can play the wing, and he can talked Dvorsky through some things. I think he is invaluable in that regard. So no, don't do that.
Shen gives you grit too. He's in there. He's in the scrum. He's always, he's backing everybody up. He'll go in there and fight anyone. You got to have those guys on the team. And he is a leader. He is a leader. That's why he's wearing the captain.
Now, Folk, yeah, he's having a great start to the season. This is his best start in I don't know how long. Maybe it's because he's had some injuries in the past. I don't know. But I'd be all right with trading Folk at this point. You've got some young defensemen who you seem to like what they bring, and you got even more coming up down the road. So, yeah, providing you get something pretty decent in return, yeah, I'm okay with trading Folk. The one I really would like for the Blues to trade is Pavel Buchnevich.
It's your buddy, man. You want to get rid of Booch?
Not my buddy.
Oh, come on now.
It's my wife's favorite player, but then it's because she can't pronounce his name.
He definitely is underachieving too, also. But
and ever since last year, at the start of last year, they moved him to center. I don't know if that had anything to do with his lack of production, but it's carried over to this season, and he's just not getting it done.
Well, Dan, here are my reasons. We're going to move on to the next subject. Why are the Blues struggling, Dan? And I've got my thoughts here. They seem to be not motivated, and there's no sense of urgency. Look like they're just going through the motions. They're gliding down the ice, not taking somebody out, cutting off their route to the puck. I watched the game the other night, and it was like, wow, what am I seeing here? No hustle. It's like they're not even trying. When's there going to be time to start blaming the players and not the coach, Dan? This team is struggling. I think it's now.
It's now. It's not Montgomery. It's not the system. Montgomery, when he was in Boston, the first year, they were lights out. The next year, not so much. The players didn't want to do all the things necessary to be successful, and it got him fired. In Dallas, he took that team to the semifinals, to a Game 7, when the hometown hero, Pat Maroon, in Game 6, kind of iced it against another hometown player, Ben Bishop, who's the goalie for Dallas. The system worked fine there. The team played well for him. So it's not the system and it's not the coach. It's the lack of enthusiasm and dedication by the players.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. Just not playing together. I know he's mixing lines up, but you got to have some cohesiveness. Always mixing these lines up, and it's tough now. A lot of these problems we're having now is because there's some major. We've got some major injuries right now.
Yeah.
We got Walker, Snuggy's out, Snuggerud, and Torchenko. Add to the frustration. And they were our fourth line players that were probably playing the best hockey out of all four lines.
2/3 of your fourth line are out injured. That fourth line probably was playing better than all the other three. So that is really tough. Like you said, we're not going to see Walker for some time, I think. Torchenko should be back soon. Snuggerud's going to be out for a little bit longer. I think I heard he had surgery.
Who's that?
Snuggerud.
And Torchenko apparently burnt his hands at a home accident or something.
Got to use oven mitts.
Remember, people, use oven mitts when grabbing something.
Not just a fashion statement.
But it is hurting the team not having those guys back in the lineup. You can only replace so many guys, and we only got so many guys down in the minors that could come up and fill their roles. And another thing, it's a side thing, Dan, we're also going to talk about this no trade clause about that's ruining hockey, just like baseball, Dan. And we talked about that about baseball and these long-term no trade talks earlier. We're not going to stay on it long. Couple minutes, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Well, okay. I'll repeat.
You repeat what you about maybe doing a 2-year no trade, and then after that,
Yeah. I mean, so let's just take a 5-year contract. Front the money for the first 2 years, give the player full no trade clause.
Mhm.
But then, as the years go on in the contract, the money is a little bit less, and now the no trade goes to a partial. And I think you do that for year 4, and then that last year of the contract, there is no trade, and the contract is not as high and more easily movable at that point. Um, I think that's how you have to structure these. I mean, it's not like you'll get a reputation. Oh well, this organization doesn't give out no trade clause. No, we give them, but we just got to be smart about it. And like I said, front the money on the contract.
Mhm.
Pay for the production that you're going to get. Don't pay for the production like with Sonny Gray that you're not ever going to realize, where he was going to get 36 million a year. That's just
Not going to
insane.
happen. Yeah, that's
It's like
crazy.
he
That's a
doesn't
crazy.
pitch like a 36 million pitcher.
No,
So,
that wasn't a good contract. Not a good contract.
well, it's
Well,
not that it wasn't a good contract. It wasn't structured properly. Thank you, John Mozela.
oh, a little John Mozeliak shot there. I see what
Yeah,
you did there. You snuck that in there.
I
Uh,
sneak a few of them in.
Speaking of John, our baseball, we're going to move on, Dan, to possible Cardinal trade rumors. And one of those rumors actually came true already. Sonny
Yeah.
Gray is gone.
Sonny Gray and his sweaty hands are going to Boston.
Going to Boston. And I know it's been a couple weeks now, guys. But Heim Bloom came in and did what he said he was going to do. He's
Yeah.
going to unload, move some players, and Sonny Gray is going to Boston. And apparently, we got a couple young pitchers. Got a left-hander named Brandon Clark and a right-handed pitcher named Richard Fitz. Apparently, he may step into the 5th role starter for us, but that's we'll have to see about that. But that's what they've scheduled to be a 5th starter. What do you think about that, Dan? What are your thoughts on that, man?
I kind of like to reserve the right to maybe hold my opinion for later on, because these are 2 young pitchers. Yeah, Fitz has played in the major leagues a little bit. He has a decent fastball. Uh, let's see how he does. Brandon Clark is a few years away. He's young. He came off of a shoulder surgery. So let's see how he responds. I think that surgery is a reason for his wildness. He does have great stuff, 100-mile-an-hour fastball, awesome breaking ball, but he struggles with
Control.
Control issues.
I heard he's trouble with control. He's
and-
got a good arm.
and with third and fourth pitches. So let's kind of see if they can work with him on his control before we go, oh, yeah, this was a great trade. Now, worst case scenario, Fitz and Clark do nothing for the Cardinals ever, or for very long. Getting rid of Gray and that salary, that's the deal right there.
Right.
Because he's going to Boston, where he does not have a good record, and he gets lit up. So, 30 plus starts, 15 of them in Boston, maybe. Good luck, Boston. Because you're going to see why St. Louis had him pitch 2/3 of his starts in St. Louis because he didn't do very well
On the road.
outside.
Yep. And I hardly believe that they did that on purpose, which nothing wrong with that he pitched more games at home. And when he pitched at home, he did well.
Yeah.
So best of luck to him in Boston, and see how many holes they put in that the monster from line drives from off the bat.
We're going to see.
We'll definitely see. So next we're going to move on, guys. We're going to go to Contreras, who apparently waived his no trade clause. Now, where did that come from, guys? He apparently said he wants to stay a Cardinal and doesn't want to be traded. After a couple weeks, Gray's gone. He says, "I'm willing to have a no trade clause." How does that happen, Dan?
I think that's where it is, right there. He saw Bloom came in and moved Gray and moved him fairly quickly after the off season started, and he thought, "Oh well, they were serious about doing this. It's not the old regime. They're serious about."
There's a new man in town.
Yeah, a new sheriff.
Sheriff in town is right.
And I think maybe he had a change of mind where he goes, well, maybe I should look into going elsewhere also. So I think that's where that all stems from. I don't see the Cardinals moving him unless they get something that is worth their while, because again, like last week, I said he makes $18 million this year and an 18.5 option year after that. If you think about it, that's not unreasonable for what you're getting.
Sure.
So yeah, I they're going to have to be blown away by a deal, and Contreras is going to have to agree to go to that team. So there's a lot of
questions.
A lot of question marks there. So let's see.
Okay. Well, let's move on. We're going to move on from Contreras, and we're going to move on to one of my favorite ball players on the team, Brendan Donovan. Been a lot of rumored talk about him being traded to Seattle. The guy's Gold Glove. He can play 3 positions, play him well, win you a Gold Glove. He's a gamer. Like I said, I hate to see him go, but in this rebuilding regime that apparently we're in now, if we can get somebody good, and it breaks my heart, but let's see if we can get it. Let's see if we can get for him. Apparently, Seattle's got some good arms, Dan, and they're willing to let him go. It just all depends on what arms they want to give up.
Well, remember, Donovan's going to turn 29 next year. Okay, and he's got 2 more years. Yeah. And again, we're good. We're going right back into this. What we mentioned before, paying older players, as free agent, those big contracts. It's just not a good recipe there. So, yeah, I like Donovan also for all the reasons that you said. He's a gamer. He's willing to go play at 110% at wherever you need him to be, and do whatever he needs to do. Lay himself out. He's there. He's a throwback player. But you can't fall in love with players. Pretty much when they get to this point, they need to move on. And if you can get some quality in return, I think that's what you got to do. And one of the rumors I heard was the Cardinals are wanting a major league ready pitcher, starting pitcher, and a starter that is either AAA or AA at this point, and 2 prospects.
And 2 prospects?
And 2 prospects.
Wow.
So this is what they're talking is the going rate for Brendan Donovan. If you want him, here's what you got to do.
Here's what we want.
Yeah. I also saw where somebody mentioned that Miami, Donovan being traded to Miami for a starting pitcher, Yuri Perez.
Wow.
Who has some really electric stuff. And he has some control. So that would be good as well. So those are just these talking heads, and everybody sees them. You go on and you see all these uh, writers writing, oh, this player's going here, that player's going there.
They don't know.
They have no.
And it's funny, all these writers talk about the same thing, the same traits, but they word it different.
Yeah.
If you look at them enough every day, just read the article, so and so from the Boston Globe, so and so from St. Louis or Detroit or Frisco. Same writers talking about the same stuff, but wording it different.
Yeah.
And they're all making you believe the trade's coming. They don't know nothing.
No.
Unless they got a spy in a room or a fly on the wall with a microphone listening in, they don't know what's going on.
Well, speaking of flies on the wall or listening in, now,
Yeah, Dan, let's talk about that fly on the wall. This concerns Walker Buehler, I believe.
It sounds like somebody's either got my house bugged, which is where we record our podcasts live from Studio B. I mentioned last week that I thought the Cardinals' best interest for next year would be sign a couple of reclamation pitchers. One, Walker Buehler. Two, Tyler Mahle.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one was Dustin May.
Dustin May. Uh-huh.
Now, oddly enough, this week, I read two separate reports that the Cardinals are interested in signing Walker Buehler. Cardinals should sign Tyler Mahle. And I'm going,
where'd that come from?
I heard this before. I had to call Al and say, Al, am I imagining this? Or did I hear this right? And he goes, no, your house is bugged, man.
You must have heard it through the grapevine, man.
So,
bum, bum, bum.
Oh, don't do that again.
Great song. Great song.
But the dance was not.
No.
Okay.
It was not. Got to have a little fun.
Also, Cardinals did a Rule 5 pickup.
Mm-hmm.
They got a relief pitcher who's probably going to be down in their AAA system from what I've read from the Cleveland Indians, Guardians, whatever. I don't care.
Proper Guardians. Cleveland
Pitcher
Guardians.
Zach Kent. So we'll see. Again, he'll be down to AAA. He might ride the Memphis shuttle. Who knows?
All right. Well, we're going to move on here. And apparently, and we talked about this a little bit earlier about Donovan possibly going, Miami throwing their hat in on Donovan for Yuri Perez. Throws 98 miles an hour, and he's young. Also, Jojo Ramiro's been trade talk to Seattle.
Yeah.
And I hate to see Ramiro go. I truly like the guy. He comes in there. He does his job. He was brilliant last season, especially the second half. Came in, back-to-back games. As you all know, the Cardinals like to overuse their pitchers. And at some point, he did get tired, but came back strong. And you need a left-hander in the bullpen. Come in that middle inning, seventh, eighth inning.
I think you need two.
I believe you need two.
I
also.
hate to see Ramiro. I can't be a hypocrite because I've often said that if a player's on an expiring contract, you need to trade him and get something for him. And that's where Ramiro is. He's on an expiring contract after this year. And you don't want to overpay for him. It would be silly. But you're going to have to get at least one, preferably two lefties for that bullpen.
Do we know how much Ramiro's got left on his contract with the Cardinals? And I'm not sure what he's got left.
I think he hits arbitration after this year, and they're talking $4 million plus a year. So that's one of the reports I saw that he could get. I don't know, but I think that's going to take us into our next segment. Something that Al and I have talked about in the past, how St. Louis fans not just love their Cardinals and their Blues, but they like to know what's down in the minor leagues. And what are those players doing? So we thought about this, and we came up with this idea where we've got a segment that we like to call St. Louis Down on the Farm. And we're going to talk a few Blues prospects and Cardinals prospects.
Dan, you got an awesome singing voice, buddy.
Thank you. I thought about going on the road. My wife wishes I would.
I think she does after this weekend. Anyway, well, Dan's got this segment, and we're going to start it off with the Blues prospects, guys.
Yeah, so the Blues made a minor league trade where they traded Nikita Alexandrov to the LA Kings or their minor league affiliate, and they got a minor league player by the name of Akil Thomas, who's played 19 games so far with 4 goals and 9 assists. Not much of a scoring touch, but he has some NHL experience. I think he's just a filler. I think he'll be back down in the minors once some of these players come back. But I think he's just filling in.
Next gentleman we're going to talk about, and excuse me if I don't pronounce this correctly, Jure Pekarisic. 5 goals, 12 assists. And Dan, you have a few more more information on this gentleman.
So Pekarisic is playing against much better players than he played in the World Junior Tournament. Anybody who watched any of that tournament may know that he was like a goal a game player. Really good. I think he'll be up, but he's got to have some time to develop down there. And it'll come. He's struggling a little bit, but he's one of your guys that, will be up. I'm not saying this year. I'm not saying next year. Eventually, some down the road.
And he's with Springfield Thunderbirds, Dan?
Yeah.
He's in the Springfield organization?
Yeah, that's the Blues minor league affiliate.
And next guy we're going to move up to is Matt Loof. I don't know much about this gentleman. He's 28 years old, kind of a journeyman. Apparently he was called up this week, and he's actually playing tonight in the Montreal game. He has 5 goals and 12 assists. I'm sorry, he has 7 goals and 7 assists. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about this guy. I don't know if he's up here for a cup of coffee, but he's 28 years old. You would think he'd be on a team by now. Probably some other issues going on we don't know about.
He's filling in for injuries.
Yeah, he's filling in.
That's it.
That's about it I got on that gentleman.
Don't waste any more time on him.
And we're going to save the last but not the least. This is one of Dan's favorite. He loves talking about this guy.
Yeah.
Winger Justin Carbonneau.
Yeah.
Love that name. It's definitely a hockey name.
Oh, yeah.
Carbonneau, come on.
He's down in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League.
And he's lighting it up, Dan, apparently.
He is. 23 games. He has 23 goals and 9 assists. He's even better than advertised. It's going to be hard to keep him off the Blues roster next year, but he won't be up before then because when you're sent down to juniors, you can't be brought back.
Stay down a certain period of time.
You gotta stay down. My thing is we all know he can score. We knew it when we drafted him. I want to know how is he doing away from the puck. I have not been able to get any information on that, but I'll try and let you guys know.
And the more information we get, the more we'll fill you guys in on it.
Yeah,
because we're trying to get as much as we can, but we don't want to keep
we're
dragging
fans
on.
too.
Yeah, we're fans too. We love hockey. We love baseball. I personally like football a lot too. And we may have a small segment on that coming up on the old St. Louis Cardinals that Dan, I know, used to go to almost every game back in the day. And we've got some good memories of that. And I think we might go back and do a throwback podcast and talk about that.
We'll have to get the Wayback Machine on.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
I'd like to bring up one more player, Al, and that's defenseman Adam Jurasek from the Brantford Bulldogs in the OHL.
Okay.
Finally, he's able to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Finally. 9 goals, 19 assists in 24 games. And it just shows why the Blues spent a first-round pick on him. He's doing everything they they thought that he would. He's just finally able to stay on the ice.
Well, hopefully he can stay healthy, and he's got, 9 goals, 19 assists. Yeah, we're going to move on to the next segment. It's about Cardinal prospects, but we're going to, a little side note, guys. Dan came up with some numbers, and on a good hitter on base percentage is 340 plus. Okay, an elite hitter is 400 plus. Just think about that. OPS, good hitter, 800%. Elite ball player, hitter, 900%. That is an elite level. And some of the prospects for the Cardinals we're going to talk about, we're going to give you some numbers that are going to blow you away. And we're going to start off the first one with everyone's talking about and wants him up next season, J.J. Wetterholt. But Dan and I think that because of the strike that's coming, it may not be a good idea to bring him up because once he's up and they go on strike, he can't play ball anymore.
Right.
Maybe season him
Plus,
down
he's
the
not
minors.
on the 40-man roster.
Not on the 40-man roster.
I think if you put him on the 40-man roster and you bring him up before 27, you're doing him an injustice because you bring him up, there's a work stoppage. He cannot use Cardinal instructors or facilities to continue his development. So he's going to either have to find someone else or his development is going to stall. And I just think it'd be in his best interest if you wait till after the work stoppage.
Well, here's some numbers, Dan, that we accumulated here, guys. And 2 sessions of different ball, A ball, double A, 306 average, 421 on base percentage, 510 slug, and a 931 OPS.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's elite. Now, do those numbers transfer to the major league where he's going to face even better pitchers? Probably not, but we'll have to wait and see. You would think that there's going to be some dip. But to go along with those numbers, 17 home runs, 59 RBIs, 72 walks, and 73 strikeouts. So the strikeout to walk ratio was really impressive, I think.
Yeah, it's very good. And not to change the subject, but I'm going to go back a little bit. Holloway's kid who plays for Baltimore, second base. They brought him up young, and he struggled, and they sent him back. But now look at him now.
Yeah.
Plays for the Baltimore, plays second base, and he's a really good ball player. And they say his younger brother's even better. So, wow, that is crazy.
Yeah.
But I kind of look at him as being another one of Holloway's kids that is going to take him, to catch on. The baseball is different size apparently too. So pitching is a little faster. It's going to catch up to the major league pitching. But he's got all the tools, hits to all fields, and got a little pop on the bat. So it's enough on Wetterholt. We're going to move on to our next prospect, Dan.
Sure. Liam Doyle?
Liam Doyle, left-handed pitcher, 6'2", 220. He's 21 years old, projected to be in the majors around 2027, guys.
I think that's maybe pushing it. I think. I see whatever they say is the estimated time of arrival, and it's usually another year later.
Well, he hasn't really pitched much. We don't have a lot on him. He mainly pitched in relief, maybe 2 or 3 innings, guys. So we don't really know a whole lot about him.
Well, he was just drafted last summer.
Yeah, so just drafted. He was a Cardinal first-round draft pick. So we'll see what happens. Only time will tell.
He needs development.
Yes.
He needs to spend some time stretching his arm out and just developing.
Our next player, Dan, we're going to move. We got a good future in catchers coming up. Our first guy here, Raynel Rodriguez. That was a little tough to get out, but
oh, come on.
Wasn't too bad. He's 5'10", 197 pounds. He's only 18 years old, guys. Has a 954 OPS, 20 home runs, 555 slug, 399 on base. Not too bad.
No.
He is an elite bat, projected to be 2028, but we'll see. He's only 18 years old. We'll see how he develops in the minor leagues and what Hein Bloom wants to do and how fast they want to bring him up, or they just want to make him go at his own pace because you don't want to rush some of these guys. A.K. Walker coming up too fast and struggling. But enough on Mr. Walker.
Well, and I think the only knock on Rodriguez is his ability to call a game at a high level and his framing ability. Now, the framing ability is really not going to come into play anymore since they're going to the automatic balls and strikes.
Right.
So, if he could learn, if the Cardinals could bring Yachty in and teach these young catchers how to manage a game,
coach these guys.
Yeah, I think that would be huge for these young catchers.
Oh, another catcher on the rise, and this is one of Dan's favorite guys, and his name is Leonardo Bernal. Yeah. He's 6 foot 245, 21 years old, OPS 726, slug of 394, 13 homers, 70 RBIs.
Yeah,
this kid can hit. Should make the major league roster in 2026,
both
depending
sides
on the baseball
plate.
strike. And also, not to forget, Dan made a point of this. He is a switch hitter.
Yeah. When was the last time the Cardinals had a switch hitting power bat from the catcher position?
Could his name be Ted Simmons?
I think it is.
Ding, 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 ding.
Winner, winner.
Simba. Simba.
Yeah.
Great ball player. Ted Simmons was just awesome.
Hall of Famer.
If anybody had a chance to see Simba play, nothing but respect. Nothing but respect.
Bernal's really good defensively. There's not one knock on him defensively. But I guess my only thing with Rodriguez coming up behind him, maybe like a year or two behind him, would it be in everybody's best interest that when Rodriguez comes up, they move Bernal to first base?
It's possible. That might be a good call. We'll see who we got. We're going to have a lot of talent at catching position, guys. We're going to move on from that.
Which also leads to the three that you have here already.
Correct.
Herrera, Pages, and
Pozo.
Crooks.
And Pozo.
Well,
if you think about it.
Pozo will come up if there's an injury.
Yes.
But somebody's got to go. Who is that catcher that's going to have to go before the start of the season? I know my personal opinion, I think the Cardinals should trade Herrera. I know. You guys don't want to hear that. But it's a bat. You got other bats coming up from that position. Plus, he struggles to throw out base runners. And yes, I know he had elbow surgery, but as far as I know, it didn't correct anything yet. We won't know until we see. I think you're going to get more for a Herrera bat than you will for Pages or Crooks. My personal opinion, I would trade Herrera and get a haul for him.
We definitely got talent coming up. So we can find out. We'll see what they have. Like that, Heim Bloom's in the right path so far, and let's see what he does. Only time will tell. Last guy we're trying to talk about is Quinn Matthews, left-handed pitcher, 6'5", 188, 25 years old. He's been with the Cardinals for a few years, but he's had injuries. He should have been on the team last year, but due to injuries, he couldn't make the club. So he was 4-7, pitched 99 innings, walked 74, and struck out 115. Once again, left-handed pitcher. When is the last time the Cardinals had a left-handed pitcher with any talent? I mean, Liberatore is up here now, and he's still going through some rough spots, but he's got talent, and I'd love to have one or two more lefties on the mound. You okay over there, Dan?
Yeah.
So anyway,
I'm new to this.
Quinn Matthews, like I said, I don't have a whole lot to say about this gentleman because I haven't seen him pitch enough. Like I said, he's been injured.
24, he was pitcher of the
in 2024. Yes,
in the minor leagues. So we'll see. Again, not on the 40-man roster. So there's no sense in bringing him. Let's see what happens.
Okay. Well, like I said, spring training's around the corner, guys. And we're gonna wrap this up in our first video podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed our show, guys. Please send any comments or suggestions to our YouTube page. Have a great evening. Stay safe. From Al and Dan at Archway Sports Talk.
And keep the sun shining in your mind.
I agree with that, Dan. Good call. Good night, everyone. Take care.